So imagine this, you've started an online business, you're running an Onlyfans management agency, you're managing 5, 6 Onlyfans models, you're making tens of thousands of dollars per month. Or you might just be starting out. But either way, imagine you have so much money that you don't even know where to put it. You've bought the car, you bought the watch, you've looked after your friends and family. Now where do you invest that money? Now in today's video, we'll be covering exactly the 5 things that you need to keep on top of on where does the money go, and these are the 5 things that you should be looking to invest into. So number 1, we're going to start off with paid forms of marketing. Now this is one of the most surefire ways of making a return on your investment. It's quite literally $1 in, $2 out. Once you've got that formula and you understand how and where it works, you just keep rinsing it. You can put $5 in, get 10 back, and so on and so on. Now, in terms of paid forms of marketing, there are so many different avenues that you can go into. I actually have an entire YouTube video on my channel. You can feel free to check it out after this video where we explain exactly all of the different forms, but I'll give you some examples if you're brand new. So for example, 1, you could go into other different pages on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and you can pay them directly to promote your model. Or if you're watching this and you're an Onlyfans creator yourself, you can be paying anywhere from $50 to $100 to $500 per promotion, depending on the engagement and depending on how many new subscribers that will bring in for you. So that's just one. There are so many other ones such as GGs. So GG stands for guaranteed gains, and again I have an entire YouTube video specifically about just that one topic, but this again is one of the most surefire ways of getting a return on your investment. Now how does it work and what is it? Really quickly to explain it, you would basically be going to an other Onlyfans creator who's already established, maybe he or she is making tens of thousands and they've got thousands of subscribers. You would go to that person and you would say, hey look, I will pay you X amount for X amount of subscribers in return, or fans, and therefore it's guaranteed, right? So they would quite literally say, cool, I will guarantee you 500 fans for an X amount of fee. You pay that fee, and then this said creator will keep promoting your model, or if you are a creator yourself watching this, they'll keep promoting your OF link until you actually gain the X amount of fans. So the last one I'll mention about step number 1 when it comes to paid forms of marketing are bots. Now, without going into all of the geeky ins and outs, I'm going to try and explain it as simple as possible. There are basically these bots and automation softwares created that are able to bypass the algorithms on loads of different social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and so on. And basically what it will do is it will go onto, let's just use Instagram as an example. It will go onto Instagram and it will interact with millions of other creators, bringing them over to your OF link, and therefore it's completely passive in the background and you can get hundreds, if not thousands, of new fans. And the best part about it is completely passive. Once you set it up, it just runs in the background, and that's why it's so lucrative. We actually provide this as a service to both Onlyfans agency owners, but then also our own models as well. So if you're watching this and you're interested in that, drop me a message on Instagram at Marcus Hustle, and we can help you guys out with that one. Now, the second thing that you should definitely look into investing is technology. There are so many things, again, we could cover when it comes to technology, but think about the things that matter the most. Now, think about completely the base level of what we're doing. Everything is online, okay? So then think about what kind of investments you can make into making your online presence that little bit better. Number 1, I'm sure you can think about is the camera, right? The quality of the camera. Now, for the creator, him or herself, a lot of the times, just using the phone is completely fine. If anything, that is why Onlyfans works as a platform, and that's why people pay for the content, because it's homemade, it feels natural, etc. But I'm talking about if you're an agency owner and you're creating content, etc., make sure you invest into a great camera, because quality definitely matters. Again, remember, first impressions matter a lot. So if somebody watches you for the first time ever on your Instagram or your YouTube, etc., and she's a creator, for example, looking to potentially work with you, she's gonna have a way better first impression if it's filmed on professional camera rather than just your phone, right? So that's number 1. The second thing in terms of technology is, of course, what are you working on? What kind of MacBook is it? Make sure you buy one that doesn't die after you plug it out from charging. Make sure that it's fast, etc., etc. So the things that I mentioned there are the physical technologies. There's also a lot of things online that you can invest into as well. There are plenty of different softwares that make your life so much easier to work with a creator. One of them being Creator Hero. If you guys wanted to check out, we have I think now it's a 14-day free trial, so for an entire 2 weeks you can use it completely for free. I'll link that down below. It's called Creator Hero, and with my link you guys get 2 weeks completely free trial. And this is basically a software that lets you analyze things on a way bigger scale than OF could ever give you. It gives you so many different stats and details of the fans, both the content, the account in itself as well, and you need to have this very detailed bird's eye view and analysis of how things are going. Now, the third one that you should consider investing into is, of course, your team and your staff members. Okay, so no matter what business it is, especially in service-based businesses, the staff is most likely always going to be the bottleneck. I mean, I was speaking to my friend about this the other day. There are normally two bottlenecks in every single business. It's both yourself and your staff members. I mean, in terms of service-based businesses, that is anyway. Now, when you're the bottleneck, and by the way, if you don't know what a bottleneck is, it's basically what's restricting you from scaling and advancing the business to that next level. Now, if we're talking about yourself as being the bottleneck, well, there are two things that you can do. You can either invest into yourself and learn a skill and get better, etc., or you can just outsource it, which then goes into the second bottleneck, which is your staff and your team members, right? Make sure that you remember this. You get what you pay for, right? So if you're gonna hire somebody for $200 a month, well, you should expect a $200 a month service. You can't expect the world from somebody who is happy to work, 8-9 hours a day for $200 a month, okay? So once you're starting to make a lot of cash and you have some liquid ready to invest, start thinking about what kind of staff members are underperforming compared to others, and perhaps try and hire somebody on board as an addition. And if that new person is doing a lot better job than the original person, you can simply replace them over time, okay? At the end of the day, this is business, and you need to be very harsh when it comes to hiring staff members, firing them, and then developing the business that way. And not only is it going to help you build your business, it's also going to help you free up a lot of your time. Because look, at the end of the day, I said this in a previous video, there's always two things that we always try to conquer, right? Which is time and money. A lot of the time when you have a lot of time, you most likely don't have a lot of money. When you have a lot of money, you tend to not have a lot of time, right? And it's finding that equal balance between spending money so you're able to buy back more time. So for example, instead of you creating content and editing it and then uploading it and then publishing it, you can still record the content because you can't replicate that. Nobody else can look or sound like you. But then you can outsource the rest of it. You can get somebody to edit the content, and you can get somebody to publish it, and so on and so on, which saves you a lot of time. Now with OF, of course, there are so many things that you can outsource, such as chatting, management, content distribution, and so on and so on. So think about these things that you could invest into and develop for your team as well. Now, number 4, when it comes to investments, and this is something that I just touched on the previous point, number 3. Now, number 4 is about education. So the previous point I spoke about, there are two bottlenecks within every service-based business. It's either yourself or your staff members. Now, we mentioned about staff members, how you're able to find A-star players. You're probably going to have to pay them a bit more. However, they'll provide a better service, but then that still leaves the other bottleneck, which is yourself. And like I said, in the previous point, I just mentioned about how you're able to educate yourself, get better, learn a new skill, develop, and so on. Well, how are you going to do that if you're just, how are you going to do that, right? So there's so many different ways. So the main one is, of course, investing into yourself. So sure, you can read a bunch of books, you can go out, you can speak with friends, and so on and so on. But if there's a very particular skill, or there's a specific problem that you don't know how to answer, one of the best ways to fix that problem and get an answer is by investing into mentors and coaches. Whether it's me or somebody else out there, I really don't mind, but that's really one of the best things that I've personally spent a lot of money on in the last 2 years that has helped me catapult my income to incredible heights. Because think of it this way, instead of you spending, let's just say, 6 months trialing and error and doing something, it doesn't work, okay, you learn from it. Doing something again, it fails, okay, you learn from it. And doing this over 6 months until you figure that thing out finally, well, why don't you, if you have the budget and you have the capital, invest into somebody who's already done that for 6 months, has found the answer, has got the key to success, and he or she can just tell you exactly how to do it the right way from the beginning. So in essence, you guys are saving so much time. And in this example, it's like a 6-month period of making mistakes, making failures, learning from them. But instead, if you just invest, you can get the answer straight away. Not only is it saving you a bunch of time, but it can of course also make you a lot of money. At the end of the day, the investment, why are we investing? It's normally to make more money, right? Get a ROI, return on investment. So not only would this save you a bunch of time, it can also make you a lot more money a lot faster. So for us, for example, of course, we provide a lot of coaching. We do this whole YouTube completely for free, but we also do have an inner circle where we do a lot of mentorship. We do Zoom calls. There's an online coaching program that teaches you exactly what to do step by step. That within that coaching program and within the mentorship, there are certain things that we teach also that you personally might have not even ever thought about. And look, hey, I'll be honest, there are certain things that we've provided for you guys in there that we didn't even think of ourselves. This is just a network and a plethora of people that we speak to and knowledge that we have in the business model that we're able to learn from other people, learn these different things, and sometimes we add things in there that we didn't even know ourselves at the beginning as well. But this is why you need to invest into coaching and mentorship programs, because you get such great information and value and tactics and skills that you could not have perhaps even learned it all by yourself. And last but not least, before we get there, please, if you are enjoying these videos, I know you probably hate it and I always zone out when people say this, but please, if you could just leave a like on the video. You watching this, bro, I know it takes you like 1 second. I've done it before. Just please press like on the video. It means a lot. I make these videos completely for free, and the more engagement, the more likes I get, the more motivated I get to make more of these videos. So if you're enjoying this one so far and you've got a bit of value, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as well, because we've got tons and tons more videos coming. So then number 5, last but not least, is your network. Now look, there are so many things I need to cover within this, so please pay attention. I'm sure you've heard the term, and I'm sure you agree with the term, that you're the sum average of 5 people you hang around with. Sure, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. However, a lot of you guys aren't taking action in terms of actually improving that and taking that into account when you're living your day-to-day life, right? A lot of you guys, including myself when I was first starting out as well, a lot of you guys are still hanging around with the friends that you grew up with. Maybe you go to parties. Basically, they just don't help you progress in any shape or form when it comes to business and making financial decisions, right? And whether it's a network in real life or online, it doesn't really matter. Because look, even yourself, I'm sure you speak with your friends on Instagram or Messenger or whatever all the time through your phone. So it's the same if you just have a great network and you speak with other like-minded people online. And the amount of benefits you get from a very, very great network is unlimited. I mean, the number one is, of course, motivation, right? Because if you're in a group with 700 people, and for us, we have about 800 agency owners all around the world doing the same thing, just being amazing at being an OnlyFans management agency owner, right? Over 800 people. If you join a network like that and you're just starting out and you see somebody who's in the same group chat with you talking about he's just made $150,000 last month doing the same business model that you are, that's going to motivate the fuck out of you. It's going to give you that proof of concept that, look, it works. There's somebody in this group chat that's doing it just like I am. He started just like how I did, and look where he is now, right? One, it's motivating. Two, it's going to help you fast track your success massively. I mean, think of it, right? If you are trying to build a business by yourself, let's just say it's an ice cream business, right? Let's just say you don't, maybe you're watching this, you know something about ice creams. I don't really know anything other than like 3 flavors, right? But let's just say you're starting and you want to start an ice cream business. If you're going to do it by yourself, there are so many things you've got to learn. And within 365 days, there are X amount of things that you'll be able to learn all by yourself, right? Now imagine you are in a group with 700 to 800 other people who are running an ice cream business, right? The same as you. And in 365 days, instead of just you learning X amount of things in 365 days, you'll be able to get all of the knowledge and all the lessons from the failures that all the other 700 to 800 people have made, and it's going to be able to fast track your success way, way faster. So not only is it motivating, you're going to be able to fast track your success. And also, look, at the end of the day, online businesses, if you haven't started one yet, they sound amazing, and they are. Don't get me wrong. You can live life on your own terms, you can travel, etc. But the harsh truth and reality is that it does get fucking lonely sometimes. I mean, look, you're by yourself, you're at a computer for like fucking 10, 12 hours a day, right? It's quite a lot. It's quite intense. And normally like 7 days a week. Now, you don't have to, but that's just kind of at the level that I work at. And look, if you're just doing it all by yourself for a long period of time, it gets fucking lonely. So it's great to have lots of people online that you can talk with, have some jokes with, and you have that commonality. So super, super important. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.